This is the Atomic Trivia War 9000. I'm your host, Jason Hawk. Let's meet our contestants. From San Jose, Costa Rica, he is the acrimonious Omar Hernandez.
I'm pretty sure Kevin is drunk.
He says he's only had one sip.
I'm totally sure Kevin is drunk.
Come on, man. This is my second.
Well, let's introduce him. From Toronto, Canada, he is the obsequious Kevin Archibald.
I just obsequious spilled some of that on my obsequious pants.
I consider that to be confirmation, Omar. What do you think?
I told you.
Yep. And from Seattle, Washington, she is the fungible Rochelle Mantanona.
Oh, I'm looking this up.
Go for it. Fungible. Doesn't mean that you're able to be fungused.
Yeah, it sounds like fungus.
Yeah. Speaking of which, next movie night?
That's so mean.
Super Mario Brothers?
Oh,
No.
No. Maybe in the future. We've already decided on a better one.
I'd rather watch Hook.
Have we?
Yes, we did. Remember, Kevin? Remember?
No.
I'll remind you after the show.
Okay.
Drunk Kev, we'll start off here tonight with a category just for you.
Woohoo!
All right. Here, this is for just Kevin.
Oh, okay.
And you'll understand in a moment. This was submitted to us by Paul Mackey. You might remember him. He's submitted many, many categories to us, and they're usually very, very good. But this one is called Paging Mr. Draper, eh?
Why would...
Okay, yep, we've already had Paging Mr. Draper as a category. I remember that. That was all like ad slogans and stuff, so I'm curious as to where this is going.
Well, we've added an A, so yes, I think Rochelle is on the right path. Kevin, these are all for you. Question number 1. In 1986, a product was down on its luck after 67 years. It had a famous resurgence after playing up a negative aspect of its reputation with the line, "It tastes awful, and it works, eh?"
Oh, that's Fisherman's Friend, and it was awesome. Yeah, they had these commercials. They were like, "It tastes awful, but it works," and everyone was like, "Okay."
According to my intelligence, it's Buckley's cough syrup.
Buckley's Mixture. Yeah, sorry, Buckley's Mixture. Yeah.
There you are.
Did I say Fisherman's Friend?
You did. No bell for you yet.
Oh, well.
Fisherman's Friend is like some breath mints or something like that, right?
No, they're cold medication. Same thing.
Number 2. The sponsor of it's either Breyer or Breer Cup. Which one is it? Curling.
It's a Breyer, sir.
All right. The sponsor of the Breyer Cup Curling Championship used a Christmas season slogan to sell gift cards. Because it's hard to wrap a double-double. What breakfast destination did they refer to?
They're referring to Tim Hortons, sir.
Yes. Double-double being, explain it.
Double-double is a coffee with 2 cream and 2 sugar.
There you go. When I swing through McDonald's, and having grown up right next to the Canadian border, this is common for me, but when I swing through McDonald's and they ask what I want and I say double-double, I always get confused silence on the other end of the answering machine or screen.
They would get that in the Canadian McDonald's. And this morning I heard someone go order a triple, and if you want to take it one step further, you can get the 4x4. So that's the parlance. So if you're ever in Canada and you want to know, the 4x4 is like
Who puts sugar on their coffee?
Oh, it's so good.
Me?
Yep.
Milk is sweet enough for any coffee.
No, it's not.
Number 3. What major retailer has long offered small replicas of actual currency as loyalty rewards, which are redeemable as cash at their stores?
I like this Paul Mackey person. I wonder where he's from. Where is this Paul Mackey guy from?
You know, I can't tell you off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
All right,
I mean, I could, but then I'd have to kill you.
He's talking about Canadian Tire.
That's correct. And the currency is known as?
Just Canadian Tire money.
There you go. Yeah. That would be illegal in the United States. You know, we can't just invent our own currencies.
Same here.
Really?
Secret Service would come down pretty hard on that. They don't enjoy that prospect.
There's kind of switching to like reward cards, which is pretty much the same thing. We get points, you know, so that's probably okay down there.
There's a fine line between reward cards and currency, I think.
Yep.
Number 4. What candy bar is offered up by the unassuming slogan, "Makes a nice light snack, eh?"
Oh, what is it? A nice light snack. Damn.
A. You're missing the A.
Yeah. Nice light snack. I can't remember.
Makes a nice light snack, eh?
No, I can't remember. Help me out.
You've had Coffee Crisp.
Oh, Coffee Crisp. Yes, that's another thing that some of my American friends, when they come up to Canada, they load up on the Coffee Crisp to take back down there.
Delicious.
Is it a light snack?
It's a nice light snack.
There you go.
Number 5. What forward-looking electronics company's website uses the simple slogan, "Exciting stuff, eh?"
I don't know.
They have electronic companies in Canada?
I know, right?
Amazing.
All their electronics are made out of beaver pelts, though.
Exciting stuff. Hey, I don't know. Bell Canada?
Future Shop. That's why they're forward-looking.
They were recently bought by Best Buy. So.
Oh, have they really?
Yeah. Make of that what you will.
That's exciting news, eh?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not Best Buy.
All right, I think it's time for, and I'll need your help with the bumper, of course, a rank and file game.
Rank and file. Well, well done, Paul Mackey, on that category, by the way.
Tonight, you guys will be playing for first pick of these categories, so keep them in mind. Kicking it old school, in the beginning, and nukes and stuff. 3 categories. Since we already did one with Kevin here, we're just going to fight for 3. That means that probably somebody's going to get stuck with one that they don't entirely like.
In the beginning.
Kicking it old school, in the beginning, nukes and stuff.
Okay.
And I have for you the time list of the 100 most significant figures in history, as voted just this past December.
Significant what?
Significant figures in history.
Was this from Time?
Time magazine, yes. Well, I'm not sure that it's Time magazine anymore, just Time, I guess.
Ooh, I remember looking at this article.
Yeah, I have opinions about this article, but what else?
I think I know where you're going with that.
In order to get your pick of those 3 hot seat categories, you have to guess the closest to number 1, and we are going to defer first to the winner of everything, Omar Hernandez.
This is
What do
hard.
you say?
From all history, from all the world, right?
100 most significant figures in history.
Jesus.
Totally took mine, dude.
Omar will pick first.
Yes.
Now, for the runner-ups, who can guess the closest to number 2?
Are you gonna pick somebody?
I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna go to Kevin.
Of course you are.
I don't know. After Mr. Jesus, wow, that's kind of tricky.
John Smith.
Goes Jesus, and then
Elton John.
Jonathan Elvis. Let's go with the Prophet Muhammad.
that is number 3 on the list.
Oh, I'm so it has to be a religious figure, and I'm not gonna get it.
You more than likely will pick second in the hot seat categories. Roe, you can get number 2. You can beat Kevin. You can edge him out just barely, but the chances really are stacked against you.
God, that's like really hard. I can't think of any other religious figure that's not.
Doesn't have to be a religious figure.
But it
100
is.
most significant figures in history.
Top 3, come on.
Significant. Oh, you know what? I think I might know who this guy is.
I'll bet that you don't.
I don't know who it is, but I had like Gandhi or something. So
Gandhi or something.
Gandhi or something. How do you spell Gandhi? Is it GH or is it GA?
Gandhi.
Gandhi. I always forget if it's GH or HI. Mohandas Gandhi is number 46 on the list.
What was Adolf Hitler number 2?
No, number 2 is Napoleon.
Really?
You know what? I get that. Because he kind of did shape, like he was changing the river of time, if you will.
No, this list is absolute pure bullshit.
Yeah,
Why?
that is bullshit.
It is pure Western deviated Christian waspy bullshit. And you actually have to go all the way to number 38 on the list before you get to an Asian person.
Buddha.
Wow, who was it?
Khan.
Don't tell me who it is.
Yeah.
It's
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, Genghis Khan. Yeah.
It is Genghis Khan. Now, another list that I looked at that was a little bit better, but didn't come from a great source. It was just really some guy on the internet, which I always avoid those lists. I'm not going to be like, hey, what does Mike over in BC think there, eh, Kevin? I'm not going to give you those lists. But that list actually had Ashoka the Great, who is, the warlord who was responsible for spreading Buddhism throughout most of the world. Arguably had much, much more of a profound impact on everything. He was at the number 1 spot. Jesus on that list, I can't remember exactly where it was, but somewhere way, way down.
John Lennon should be on that list.
I think so as well. You are the man, Omar.
You think that John Lennon makes a difference to how your day is actually from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed?
Yeah.
Well, if I turn on the radio, yes.
Kevin, if you
I
will.
mean, I love him. I think he's a genius, but I don't think he actually affects my life in any
Yeah,
way.
like what number do you think he would be on that list?
Top 10 at least.
No. No.
Okay, let's actually run down the top 10 so that we can see. Jesus, Napoleon, Muhammad, bleh. Number 4, Billy Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
Number
He affects
5.
the words we speak, so that's got to be something.
Number 5, Abe Lincoln. Number 6, George Washington.
Okay, now we're getting ethnocentric for sure.
Yeah, we are.
Then we go with your other guess, your alternate, Kevin, which is Adolf Hitler. From there, it's Aristotle, Alexander the Great, and Thomas Jefferson.
Hitler should have been higher.
Alexander the Great.
Completely stacked to Western history, completely stacked to British, Scots, kind of UK-oriented stuff.
Well, it's more than likely people who took that actual, did the poll for that. So, I mean, if they actually asked someone in different countries, it'd be completely
But
different.
it shouldn't be a poll. It should actually be like actual historians sitting down. And I think your Mongolian guy is probably high on the list. Should be anyway.
Time actually specifically said when we set out to rank the significance of historical figures, we decided to not approach the project the way historians might, through a principled assessment of their actual impact, but just to ask random people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is the saddest thing you can publish.
Indeed.
God. That's horrible.
Omar, go ahead, sir. You have the con. What would you like?
The thing is, if nuclear bomb thingy, is it about the Second War?
It's about nukes and stuff.
Godzilla, likely.
Yeah,
And
right.
The other problem is the oldies thing. What was the first one?
We've got
Kicking
Kicking
It
It Old School,
I
In
know
the
who-
Beginning, and Nukes and Stuff.
I bet I know who submitted Kicking It Old School.
Kicking It Old School must be about like 80s rap or something like that. And
I know.
since I know that Ro or Kevin might want this, or may be good at this, I'm gonna take that one.
Yes.
Thank
Kevin.
you.
In the
I-
Beginning or Nukes and Stuff.
I'm gonna avoid Kick It Old School. I was gonna avoid that anyway. Let's go with nukes and stuff. That sounds fun.
That's fine.
Fair enough. And then Row.
I'm totally okay with In the Beginning.
Okay. Because
'Cause it makes
you
me
don't
think
really
of-
have a choice.
I
Yeah, 'cause
hope
it makes
it's
me think
about
of
Genesis. I hope it's all about Genesis.
The band, right?
I hope not. Oh god, that'd be horrible.
You know what? Let's just go ahead and start with Omar, because this category is at the top, and that makes it very easy for me to keep track of. Kicking It Old School by, somebody said that they had a guess.
Wasn't it Greg Blanchard?
It is Greg. Yep.
Hey.
So I
He's
give you the
inspired.
first line.
He's
I
inspired
give
by
you-
my rapping.
I give you the first line of an older school rap song. You tell me the song name and the artist, Omar.
I'm not gonna know any of them.
Okay,
You'll
can-
know this one.
Can we have a limitation on how much Ro is allowed to rap after
Shut
every
up.
question?
Why are you hating? Why are you,
You know
hating
what?
on rap? Rap's awesome.
Because,
I
no,
have
but
the
you're
ability.
gonna go on for like half an hour.
No, I'm not
You're
gonna actually say anything. I'm not gonna sing at all because I'm gonna say Omar sucks.
I have the ability to mute her if you really want me to.
Oh, that's
They're
comforting.
such dicks.
There we go. She's muted. Oh,
Oh no!
Fucking really?
For those at
All right.
home, the picture of Ro just had this giant microphone with a cross through it over her face. It was hilarious.
Cock gobblers. God.
You know that you're unmuted now, right?
I know I'm not. I know I'm unmuted. I can say
Okay.
profanities.
You can
Did you
say
say cock cobblers?
no? She was saying homophobic slurs. Go on.
Hmm. Number 1. Omar, I can't stand it. I know you planned it. I'm going to set it straight this Watergate. Because I'm rocking when I'm in here because your crystal ball ain't so crystal clear. Omar.
Come on, man.
Salt and pepper. Waterfalls.
Wow, you picked the wrong group with the wrong song. Completely.
Oh, you think?
Omar,
Wasn't
you
that
do not have a license to
Stand
ill.
it. I know you planned it. I'm going to set it straight this Watergate. I can't
Ah.
stop.
Oh, so you get to rap.
Holy shit, it's
Your
Beastie
crystal
Boys.
ball ain't
You get
so
to
crystal
rap.
clear.
That's Beastie
Wow.
Boys then.
It is the
Yeah.
Beastie Boys. And what's the song, Omar?
Sabotage.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
I think he gets a bell.
Well, the problem is if you speak the words, I'm not gonna know it.
Did you just
All right.
give him the bell?
I gave him the bell.
That was bellified.
Number
Wow.
2, Omar.
Mr. Belding was in the house.
All right. Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see?
So you get to sing the questions now to make it easy for him?
That is Vanilla Ice.
No.
Jace nose hook.
Poor Greg. I'm sorry that I was not able to take this category.
No idea. Still enjoying it. Thank you, Greg.
Are we just about the end of your rope, Omar?
He's
Oh no,
tapping out.
I already fall into the precipice.
It is The Humpty Dance by the Digital Underground.
Ah, the Humpty Dance. I only know the polka version from Weird Al, to be honest.
I'm trying to find, let's see. Yeah, okay. So, follow-up trivia. This isn't for a point, it's just to see if you guys know. Do you know what that guy's name is? Because, I mean, obviously, Digital Underground is the name of the group.
Isn't it
Yeah,
just
come on.
Sir Humpty or something?
He has so many aliases. Okay. His name is Shock G. Yes, he goes by Humpty.
Right.
And let's see. Peanut Hakeem, Butterfly, the Computer Woman. Let's see. MC Blowfish, Icy, Michael Boston. Yeah, this guy has lots and lots of different
He
aliases.
is a modern day Picasso, then.
He sure is. Number 3, Omar, you'd better know this one. To all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical Dutches in your bushes. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies.
Wow. I'm glad I
I'm not
picked
singing.
this.
I'm not singing. Hold that.
What could it be? What could it be? Snow.
Informer.
Informer, yes. No, come on, it's the
You
other
licky
one.
boom boom down.
It's the other one. Yes, it definitely is the other one. Mhm. Yeah.
It's that dude who's black.
Oh really?
And yeah, and he raps, right? And he's from one of the coasts.
This is
It's
the
Biggie,
worst.
Omar. It's the notorious B.I.G.
I told you, he was a black dude from the coast.
I like it when you call me Big Papa. Well, go on. Call me Big Papa. Right now.
This is an insight into Jason and.
Is this all part of the song?
No.
Or are you saying the same thing your wife said to me last
I'm
night?
commanding you to call me Big Papa, but apparently you're not listening. Number 4. We got to start moving on these. Let's do it. Working all week, 9 to 5 for my money. So when the weekend comes, I go get live with my honey. Rolling down the street, I saw this girl and she was pumping. I winked my eye. She got into the ride, went to a club, was jumping.
Tupac.
Who's typing?
Sorry, that's me.
Not me.
Hands in the air, wave them like you don't care, Omar, to prove that you're not typing.
It's a Tupac.
Oh,
Just saying.
God, it's Tone Loc. It's a wild thing. Number 5, let's get this travesty over with. I was at the mall, sipping on a milkshake, playing the wall, taking a break, admiring the girls with the bamboo earrings, baby hair, and bodies built to swing. 5 seconds, and then we'll let Ro have it.
Miley Cyrus.
Ro,
I'm not saying anything.
you're not going to go for it?
No, I know who it is, but I'm not saying it.
It's Big Ol' Butt by LL Cool J. Omar, that was terrible. You failed.
I know.
You flunked.
I
You
know.
don't have any rapitude.
I
You've got
have.
no soul, you've got no rhythm.
I am completely unrappy.
I am the whitest guy out there, but in this respect, you are one whiter than me. You are
Yes.
you are Jason plus
transparent.
1 on the white scale.
Yeah, but to be fair, a lot of these are like rap for white guys. This isn't, rap for original gangsters.
Actually, Notorious B.I.G. was like, yeah, you. It was not for white people.
Okay, let's just keep this ball rolling. Ro, we're going to go straight to you on the next one here.
Okay.
We've got In the Beginning. It's by Rasmus Wolf Jensen. I want to believe that he's German, but I don't think he is.
Is that a new submitter?
I think he sent us something before. Maybe he's just talked with us over on the Facebook at www.facebook.com/ATW9K.
Ooh, that was clever.
Yep. So we're going to kind of follow the same routine. I'm going to give you the movie, or I'm sorry, you need to guess the movie title based on the first line of the movie. So I'm going to give you the first line of the movie.
We've done this before, right?
Yeah, I
We
think
have. Thus, In the Beginning. Not talking about the book of Genesis, thank God.
Genesis the band.
So to speak.
Number 1, Ro.
Mm-hmm.
From 1981. In 1988, the crime rate in the United States rises 400%. The once great city of New York becomes the one maximum security prison for the entire country.
Omar knows it.
Oh, I know this one.
Perhaps we should have traded categories between.
Nope.
Yeah,
I regret nothing, my friend.
Is it Escape from New York?
Yes.
It sure is. From 1996, question number 2. Choose a life. Choose a job. Choose a career. Choose a family. Choose a fucking big television. Choose washing machines, cars, compact disc players, and electrical tin openers.
I can see you trying to do the accent.
I'm not, though. I totally spun it on a Cali accent. Somewhat.
Choose life. Choose a car.
Oh, was that a hint, Kevin? Was it? Is it Train Spotting?
You got it.
Ooh, nicely done.
That's
Well,
right.
Googled on your iPad.
No, I'm actually writing on my iPad somewhere else. I don't even know where it is.
From 2010. Next question. I always wondered why nobody did it before me. I mean, all those comic books, movies, TV shows. You think that one eccentric loner would have made himself a costume.
Oh, that's Kick-Ass.
There you go.
Very good.
Number 4. You're running this category. You've got it. You're 100% so far.
Boom.
Don't jinx it. God.
From 2009. This is a story of boy meets girl. The boy, Tom Hansen of Margate, New Jersey, grew up believing that he'd never truly be happy until the day he met the one. Tough question.
That is a tough question.
Stars someone that you really, really like.
I like a lot of people.
Very good movie, if I may say so myself.
Tom Hansen.
From 2009.
I know 2009 story about a boy named Tom Hansen meeting some girl
In New Jersey.
in New Jersey.
I think I know what it is.
TikTok.
In
You
New
don't stop.
It's not Jersey Girl. It's not forgetting Sarah Marshall. I don't know. I'll
So
put
you're trying these backdoor guesses. I hate when you do that.
I don't care.
It's not list a bunch of names and hope in case it rings the bell for one of them.
no, I'm not. That's on my end. I'll just go ahead and put Jersey Girl. I guess I don't know.
500 Days of Summer.
Oh, see, I don't remember their names. I just know it's JGL and that girl with the eyes and the bangs.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt and what's her face? Big Eyes.
Go with the bangs.
Thank you. Number 5, from 1985, Saturday, March 24th, 1984, Shermer High School, Shermer, Illinois, 60022. Dear Mr. Vernon.
That's The Breakfast Club.
You should have known it right from Shermer, Illinois.
When he said, I was like, whoa, I totally got that.
There you are. Nicely done. 80%. That's 4 for 5. That's a slight better than Omar did, I would say.
Just a tad of it.
I still regret nothing.
And that brings us to Mr. Kevin Archibald. Sir.
Boom. I aim to do better than Omar.
This
wish you luck, buddy.
This is actually kind of a tough category, according to its author, Mr. Not Mr. Let's actually call him by his title, 5-star General, Jeff Ferry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Nuke him from orbit's the only way to be sure.
You know, he has the military background, so he knows what he's talking about when it comes to heavy artillery. Let's talk about number 1.
Okay.
This 1987 Matthew Broderick movie depicted the U.S. Air Force tests where chimpanzees were exposed to lethal radiation to test pilot performance in a nuclear environment. Apple.
Everyone, you first thought of War Games, but
Yeah, for sure. I thought of War Games, but I know it's the one where he's like holding hands with the chimp.
Yeah.
But I can't.
I think we all remember the movie, but not the name.
I've never seen this
Totally.
movie. I remember the poster of him like holding hands with a chimp, but that's all I
I've seen the
remember.
movie like a million times, too, especially when the old one dies from the radiation poisoning and everything.
My little brother and I watched this movie over and over. Virgil was a catchphrase.
Virgil,
in
yeah,
our house.
Virgil, and he
Mhm.
did the whole help thing, the whole help. And
Yeah.
then Apple.
Sign language,
Apple.
apple up on the cheek.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm gonna open up to the floor. Do you guys know the title, or do you just know the sort of?
I know
movie?
the movie, but I can't remember the title.
No.
Project X.
Roe has it.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
Project X.
Just remembered.
Not a point for Kevin, though. Number 2.
Come on, man. I heard the bell.
Kevin, this one's a little bit tough. Told you. I warned you right at the beginning of the category. I'm going to need your full attention here.
All right.
The United States has reached DEFCON 3, that's Defense Readiness Condition 3, on 3 occasions. Name 2 of them.
Cuban Missile Crisis.
Uh-huh.
And that time that Jason ate a taco. No.
Because of the chemical warfare that was going to
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
How about? See, does it pre-nuclear count? I mean, would Pearl Harbor count, or does it have to be post-nuclear-ish, time-ish, sort of ish? I'm thinking.
10 seconds?
Is one kind of obvious or no?
10 seconds?
10 seconds?
Not anymore.
You say that.
6 seconds.
6
like 4
seconds.
seconds.
15 seconds. I'm gonna go with yeah, Pearl Harbor. That's all I got.
No.
Dude, 9/11.
Yeah, 9/11. Yeah, isn't that one? That's kinda...
9/11 would have gotten you the bell.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Cuban Missile Crisis, the Yom Kippur War, and September 11th, 2001.
Yom Kippur. Nice.
Indeed. Trivia, follow-up trivia. Not for a point, of course. But we've never reached DEFCON 1, which is the highest alert. Never.
That's a good thing.
Good.
Indeed. Number 3, Kevin.
Hmm.
The United States operates an airborne command center called the Doomsday Plane that controls the nuclear force in the event ground-based command is destroyed. What Alice in Wonderland term was the name of the program?
Alice in Wonderland term.
Alice in Wonderland term, name of the Doomsday Plane program,
Oh, my ears and whiskers.
nuclear command.
Seems kind of obvious. Like the first thing that comes to your...
Seems kind of obvious.
It does. Think of an Alice in Wonderland term.
Alice in Wonderland term. There's lots about. I've read the books a couple of times.
Name some Alice in Wonderland terms. Phrases
Terms.
that come to mind.
Tea party.
No.
Off with her head.
Yes, Operation Off with Her Head.
Yeah, because think of it. They've cut off the head of the government, right? So it's
With
like,
her warhead.
exactly.
Yes.
I believe up to 6 impossible things before breakfast. That's quite a mouthful for a command center. I don't know. I'm tapping Mad Hatter. How about Mad Hatter?
It's Operation
Rabbit hole?
Rabbit hole?
Looking Glass.
Looking
Oh. Okay.
Looking Glass, through the Looking Glass. Number 4. Back to some more pop culture-y stuff. Hopefully this will help you out a little bit. Broken Arrow was a movie about the theft. Wow,
I
didn't
did not
expect
see
that.
this piece of garbage. Go on.
Broken Arrow was a movie about the theft of a nuclear weapon. However, a broken arrow is an accidental event. If a nuke is stolen, it is actually known by what term that describes an archery accessory?
An archery accessory.
An archery accessory. If a nuke is stolen, it's not a broken arrow, it is a...
Aha. Let's go with archery accessory. I'm thinking of all my accessorizing. Quiver down something. No.
You know what? I'm feeling gracious.
Hey,
Empty quiver.
empty quiver. That's not bad, man.
We'll give you the point since Roe has already won, statistically.
I knew her answers for the record.
Number 5. Final one in this category. Kokura was actually the primary target of the second U.S. bomb dropped on Japan. Instead, the bomb landed where?
Nagasaki, Japan.
There you are. See, Jeff wrote it so that you would have to come up with Kakura, but I thought Kevin will never get that.
No one will get that.
Oh,
Yeah.
my giddy aunt.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for trivia here this evening. If you want to send us trivia, you can do so at atw9k@simplysyndicated.com. That's the email address. It comes right to me. The 3 contestants don't see it. I decide what goes in. I might flip them, tweak them, make them a little bit better, rewrite them slightly, change them ever so much, and then spit them out. Yes, I will twerk them like Miley Cyrus does.
You will twerk with them.
I will. I'm waving my butt in the air like I just don't care. So, like I said, that's it for trivia, but we do still have some roundtable business. Guys, they found it. The Holy Grail, they found it buried. New Mexico.
I don't even remember talking about that. When did we talk?
Really?
What episode was that?
The holy burial site of the ET 2600 cartridges, the Atari 2600 cartridges. That has come up on this show probably 3 times.
If listeners can tell me what episodes that was, that'd be great, because I don't remember.
Go to
Guys,
You know what the problem with that is?
About the Atari 2600.
No,
I honestly thought that it was not. It was like an urban legend. I didn't think they would actually find it. It's like that kind of. It has all the
don't think it's
makings of
real.
an urban legend.
I just don't think it's real.
You don't.
It's all set up.
They've shown like 3 cartridges. I haven't seen like a lot.
My problem with that is they showed the cartridges and they showed like cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
And they were in perfect condition.
The
After being buried on the ground for like years.
Are you one of those moon landing hoax people?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I mean, because it's all because of a documentary, right?
Yeah.
And if they have the money and they didn't find anything, what's the next thing you can do?
Yeah. It
Buy
did
a
look
shit
awful
ton
convenient.
of those.
It did look awfully convenient.
The rumors are that there are millions buried. So far, they've only found hundreds. So we'll see. I mean, yes, it's always been referred to as an urban legend. The New York Times actually reported on it as fact back in the day. So there is some substantive oomph behind it. However, whether or not they find it could be up to any number of factors, including some of the rumors floating around that, for instance, at one point it was concreted over, the mass burial site was concreted over to protect it against, like, I don't know, kids going out and trying to dig them up or whatever. But lots to talk about there. Anyway, the game was known for its legendary terribleness. Did anybody play E.T. on the 2600?
Yes.
No.
I tried it. Like I just shuffled from room to room. I had no idea what I was doing, and then I stopped. But
Okay.
Omar, what about you? What was your experience like?
I hated this game less than I did Indiana Jones for the Atari.
See, that's what I've always not understood, is I owned this game. It was very easy to beat, actually, if you knew what you were doing. You just had to go and find all the pieces of the speak and spell communicator and put it all together. There were like 5 pieces, and then it would call the mothership. You had to get to the mothership landing site, and then bloop, you would go up to the stars, right?
You probably had
played-
to read the manual to understand what was going on there, though, right?
No, I'd never had a manual. I mean, this was a dollar store buy. You go
Yeah.
into the thrift shop, you find lots of copies of ET 2600 floating around in the late 80s.
Right.
You never Atari games. You never bought them new, dude. Unless you were a rich Canadian fellow like yourself.
Hey,
Yeah, because they were very expensive for what you were
Yes.
getting.
Hey, I had no consoles at my house, man. It was all pirated Commodore stuff.
But it wasn't that bad of a game. I could
No,
list any
it wasn't
number
that
of
bad.
worse games. For instance, Haunted House for the Atari, incomprehensible.
Indiana
Totally
Jones?
unable to play it. I never played Indiana Jones. What was that one like?
Completely incomprehensible. I mean, really, you have to download an emulator and try and play it, and see if you can actually figure out how to get past the first screen of the game.
Challenge accepted.
You'll see.
But this does raise the question that I want to have each of you answer. What childhood video game did you love, but now you admit it was horrible, just despicable, unplayable? And we'll start with Kevin, because you're the eldest, so your childhood games will be like rocks that you collect together in the dirt.
We had marbles, son. We were past rocks. Rocks for the kids we laughed at. No. Oh, well, Jason, as you know, my childhood was all about the Commodore 64.
Oh,
so
I knew it.
big floppy disks and loading times, and like I said, games that everybody copied, no one purchased. Pirating was a way of life back then, and it was awful lot of hackery just to get your game going. And so that's little wonder that I ended up in like programming and IT. So there was a lot of games I loved on the Commodore over the years. And yeah, movie tie-ins seemed to be a theme of like bad games. So we had like Rambo and Goonies and Transformers and weird one-off ones like the Forbidden Forest, like arcade ones like Puyan, Spy Hunter, Commando. That was good stuff, man.
Puyan is actually a good game.
That's a weird game though. It's like in the school of like Angry Birds, where it's like what is going on? There's like a pig shooting at a fox who's on a balloon. It's weird.
And the other thing, Kevin, is games you liked but now know that they were shit.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is. The original Commodore Ghostbusters game. It was very ambitious. You had to take a loan from a bank and then buy your gear. And if you didn't make enough money as a Ghostbuster, you lost the game. That's like one of the basic premises is you had to make more money than you borrowed. And the game took like roughly like 15 to 20 minutes to play, and that was it. You reached the end of the game, whether you succeeded or failed. That was it. You've done it. And then it's not like today's games where there's like 40 hours of gameplay. After 15 minutes, you pretty much had every experience Ghostbusters could offer you, and then you went back and you started again, maybe with better gear because you could keep your account. But then again, you still had to make more money than you start with, and rinse, repeat. So there was some variety because you were driving, and there was this sort of 2D moving the beams around, don't cross the streams, catch the ghosts, go back to the HQ, and over again. But in retrospect, it was pretty rubbish. But we loved it. We played it a lot. It was kind of addictive crap. YouTube it, man. YouTube, Commodore Ghostbusters.
It sounds terrible. Okay, Omar, you're up, sir.
Unfortunately, I really don't have any games that I think are crap now. I like games that people don't like Super Mario Brothers 2. It's actually my favorite Mario, but people don't like the second one because it's a knockoff or a reskin of a Japanese game, blah 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 blah.
Panic. Sure.
Yeah, so people don't like it.
Yeah.
Some people don't like the second Link game. I love that one.
The 2D side-scrolling one?
Yeah, I really like that one, for example. There's a lot of games like that, but I was trying to figure out something that the closest thing I can come by is all my like Atari 2600 games, because I liked them as a kid, and now I can't play one for more than an hour. I'm through with them. I mean, I'm like playing whatever Galaga. I'm like, okay, especially since you do not understand how slow that game is. Though those games they're really freaking slow.
Yeah.
So I guess that's like the closest thing I can remember.
I'm gonna thumbs up you on that one, and I'm gonna hit up more Atari 2600 titles when it's my turn, because there's two in particular that, wow, just horrible. But first, we'll go to Rochelle Mantanona.
It was, yeah, I had a hard time too because I don't really remember playing that many games, but there was two that came to mind. The first one was Athena for the NES, and originally I played it. I was like, oh, well, there's a heroine that's the hero's a girl. Let's do this. And I was kind of into Greek mythology. I was getting in there, and it was really cool. I was like, yeah, let's play this game. Yeah, I remember not getting very far, and when I think about it now, like the graphics are horrible, and just the game's horrible. And the other one also was Friday the 13th.
I love that game. I rented that game like 4 or 5 times.
I know everyone played it because it was Jason, and Jason was scary, and I always got freaked out when you saw Jason when you go into a room or in the shed, and he's like, oh, but now it's like all of just walking. And isn't like one of your freaking I'm thinking Goonies, like Sound of Yo-Yo. Like what are like your weapons that you have?
You have a stone, a knife, a pitchfork, and
a stone.
Something else I can remember. Something else.
Fucking stone.
Did you ever play A Nightmare on Elm Street for the NES?
Yes.
The counterpart. That one freaked me out too, but also incomprehensible. What are you doing? Where are you going? Mm-hmm. It's these maze type games. The two that I have on my list, first of all, Atari 2600 for both of them, of course, but Yar's Revenge.
Oh, that's a great game. Shut your face.
It was.
Shut your face.
That's I
can still play that one. I can still play that one.
There are only 2 stages, and they can be beaten trivially.
I know.
There is nothing really to challenge you. You are a fly shooting at an energy field of some sort, I guess. And that's it. And the screen doesn't move. There are no obstacles. It's just, hey, Don't get hit by that spinny thing that shoots out every 30 seconds or so.
I don't care. I don't care.
The other one is Star Raiders. Anybody remember Star Raiders?
No.
When I was a kid, I thought it was the greatest game ever because it was the only game that I had that worked with that punch pad that the Atari had. The alternate input, the one with the buttons. It was like a touchpad. Kind of looked like a calculator. Okay, so you're flying around.
You're talking about, but I didn't. I never played with one of those.
Well, it was kind of like a Star Trek-y thing crossed with Star Wars a little bit in that on certain levels when you reached whatever solar system you were going to, basically had to shoot down TIE fighters, just like the sequence from Star Wars, A New Hope, Episode 4, where Luke and Han are taking them out from the little, the turret guns.
Mm-hmm.
You had to do that. Okay, but then when you were finished with that, you could go to different sectors, and that's where you used the push pad. But that's all that it was. Just like Yara's Revenge, it was really just 2 screens, 2 goals, both trivially accomplished. And now looking back at that, even though I loved that as a kid, even though I spent hours playing these idiotic games, just can't comprehend doing that any longer.
I wasn't aware there was like this other peripheral. Did you ever play with like the power pad for the Nintendo, that big run-on thing?
Yes.
Yeah, like
track and field. Track and field.
I think that
But
was
nobody
the
ever
game.
actually used it correctly. Everybody just they
on their
did the
knees.
thing right. You got down, you pounded it with your
you
hands.
cheating, so and so. You come on, man. The
Everyone
hurdles.
did it with their hands.
The
Kevin.
hurdles.
I know.
Oh, in Canada we have some morals. What can I say?
Shit.
Your Canadian morals are overrated, eh?
Did anyone have the glove and get it actually going?
No.
I played with the glove. I knew someone that had the glove,
It's
and
so
it was as shit as everyone says it is.
Yeah.
There were lots of different joysticks for the SNES then. You could get like I forget what all these things were called, but there was like the oversized one that was an actual joystick, not a gamepad.
Right.
You guys know what I'm talking about? It had the
those
turbo buttons.
That was a mainstay of the
I remember those for the NES, not for the SNES.
Maybe it was for the NES. It's been any number of years. Let's see. This would have been almost 20 years ago now. We're talking for the original NES, right, guys?
Yeah. Did you guys play with Rob the Robot? I actually have mine around here somewhere.
You have one of
Rob
those?
the
ROV
Robot.
Yeah, I
things?
have one of those.
Wow. What do you actually do with it?
Just stays there. It needs a CRT monitor to work.
Okay. I didn't know
Only
that.
2 games ever made for Robbie the Robot.
Stack Up and Gyromite.
Yeah.
Indeed. That was a question on Atomic Trivia War 9000.
Was it?
It has been. But that is all that we have for tonight, unless there are other games that you guys want to mention, honorable mentions or anything.
Nope. I only play good games.
I had like, did you guys have those like Game & Watch things? I had one of those.
Yes.
It was truly awful, but I must have put like more hours than I put into Mass Effect into that thing.
I have a bajillion of those.
Yeah.
I do have one more thing that I want to point out, which is Toward Omar. Super Mario Bros. 2. The theme song to the opening level, I find myself whistling it all the time subconsciously.
Yep.
Indeed.
Can I give one shout out before we descend into a long song here?
Go for it.
During our very recording, James Smith wrote on our Facebook, "RE, watched Transformers the movie yesterday because of your podcast. Still an excellent movie."
I just saw that. He posted that. I'm like,
James
full of shit.
James Smith, you've got
Full
the
of
touch,
shit.
my friend.
You
got
got
Kevin-
a little brown on your nose.
Yeah,
That's it.
Kevin wants to touch you now.
come here. Let's hug it out.
He has the power. Anyway, we should thank Don Thompson, who's been
Yeah.
putting the daily trivia up on our Facebook page. And we should refer people to simplysyndicated.com, where they can catch up with lots of other shows. If you like nerdy things, go there, because there's tech shows, there's shows about movies, there's shows about just nerdy things in general. There's shows about rock and or roll, shows about LGBT issues, lots of different stuff going on over at simplysyndicated.com, podcasts that you can get, or check them out on iTunes. Anyway, I think that's enough shilling. Let's go ahead and call this quits for tonight. We'll see everybody next week.
Cherry
Omar
Pip.
sucks.